The morning mist hung heavy over the Mississauga skyline when the first black sedan pulled into the parking lot of a nondescript office building on Ontario Street. Inside, Sharma had no idea that his carefully constructed financial empire was about to crumble like a house of cards. For years, the Indo-Canadian businessman had built what appeared to be a legitimate network of cash-based enterprises, spanning multiple provinces, but beneath the surface, investigators would later discover lay a sophisticated web of financial deception that stretched across 2 continents. The Canada Revenue Agency's Criminal Investigations Program had been quietly building their case for 18 months, following digital breadcrumbs that led from strip mall businesses in the Greater Toronto Area to numbered accounts in offshore jurisdictions. As of March 2024, 54% of the CRA's most complex criminal investigations involved potential tax evasion exceeding $1 million, and Sharma's case would soon join this elite category of sophisticated financial crimes. The initial tip had come through the Offshore Tax Informant Program, where an anonymous caller provided specific details about suspicious cash transactions and unusual patterns of money movement between Canada and India. What made Sharma's operation particularly intriguing to investigators was its apparent simplicity, masked by underlying complexity. On paper, he owned 3 restaurant chains to import-export businesses and a small trucking company, all legitimate ventures serving the vibrant South Asian community in Mississauga and Brampton. However, forensic accountants discovered that these businesses were generating significantly more cash than their declared revenues would suggest. The restaurants in particular appeared to be processing thousands of dollars in daily transactions that never made it into the official books. A classic indicator of what investigators call skimming operations. The breakthrough in the investigation came when CRA analysts noticed patterns eerily similar to other recent cases involving cross-border financial schemes. In a notable parallel case, Kwong Wan Lee of Mississauga pleaded guilty to fraud over $5,000 for federal income, tax evasion involving $3 million in unreported income, highlighting how the city had become a focal point for sophisticated tax avoidance schemes. Like Lee's operation, Sharma's businesses showed telltale signs of systematic underreporting, with cash receipts mysteriously disappearing from daily tallies and expense records that did not align with actual business operations. The international dimension of Sharma's alleged scheme added layers of complexity that fascinated investigators. Through a network of relatives and business associates in Mumbai, Delhi, and Chandigarh, money appeared to flow in intricate patterns designed to obscure its origins and destinations. Investigators discovered that Sharma's elderly mother, who had never worked outside the home, was somehow receiving substantial gifts from Canadian relatives, which were then invested in Indian real estate and gold purchases. These transactions, while individually appearing innocuous, collectively painted a picture of systematic money laundering, designed to place Canadian earned income beyond the reach of tax authorities. The methods employed in this alleged scheme reflect broader trends in international financial crime that law enforcement agencies worldwide are grappling with. Traditional offshore banking havens have become increasingly scrutinized, leading sophisticated tax evaders to develop more creative approaches. Family networks, particularly those spanning countries with large diaspora communities, have emerged as preferred channels for moving money across borders. The emotional and cultural bonds that make these networks attractive for legitimate purposes also make them effective for illicit financial activities. As investigators must navigate complex family structures and cultural sensitivities while building their cases, similar to cases involving alleged money mules tied to overseas scam operations, where individuals act as intermediaries between Canadian victims and organized crime groups operating from India. Sharma's network appeared to leverage personal relationships to facilitate financial transfers that would otherwise trigger regulatory scrutiny. Bank records showed patterns of frequent wire transfers to family members, followed by quick withdrawals and reinvestment in assets that would be difficult for Canadian authorities to trace or recover. This approach demonstrates how modern money laundering operations have evolved beyond traditional corporate structures to exploit the personal connections that bind immigrant communities across continents. The human cost of such schemes extends far beyond the immediate financial impact on government revenues. When successful businesses in immigrant communities engage in systematic tax evasion, They undermine trust in the broader business ecosystem and create unfair competitive advantages over honest entrepreneurs who follow the rules. The ripple effects touch everything from community reputation to the ability of legitimate businesses to compete on level playing fields. Moreover, the resources required to investigate and prosecute these cases strain law enforcement agencies and ultimately cost taxpayers millions of dollars in investigative and legal expenses. As the investigation deepened, forensic accountants uncovered what they believed to be the true scope of the alleged fraud. Conservative estimates suggested that, over a 5-year period, Sharma's businesses may have underreported income by several $million, resulting in unpaid taxes, penalties, and interest that could reach into the high 6 figures. Under Canadian law, conviction for tax fraud carries potential sentences of up to 14 years in prison, along with fingerprinting and foreign travel restrictions, making this investigation a potentially life-altering event for everyone involved. The case also highlighted the increasing sophistication of the CRA's investigative capabilities, as digital forensics and international cooperation with Indian tax authorities provided crucial evidence that would have been nearly impossible to obtain just a decade ago. The Sharma investigation remains ongoing, with no formal charges yet filed, but it represents a watershed moment in Canada's approach to combating international tax evasion. The CRA has demonstrated zero tolerance for fraud, standing guard against both external threats and taxpayers who willfully submit fraudulent returns. And cases like this one showcase the agency's growing ability to unravel complex, multi-jurisdictional financial schemes. As investigators continue to build their case, the story serves as both a cautionary tale for those considering similar schemes and a testament to the evolving capabilities of modern tax enforcement in an increasingly connected world. The ultimate resolution of this case will likely influence how both legitimate businesses and potential tax evaders approach cross-border financial activities in the years to come. Stories like these remind us why staying informed about financial crime and regulatory enforcement matters more than ever in our interconnected world. Whether you are a business owner, an immigrant navigating complex financial systems, or simply someone interested in understanding how modern investigations unfold, these cases offer valuable insights into the changing landscape of international finance and law enforcement. The techniques used by both criminals and investigators continue to evolve, making it essential for all of us to understand the legal and ethical boundaries that govern cross-border financial activities in countries like Canada and India. If you found this deep dive into the world of tax evasion investigations as fascinating as we did, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss our latest stories about financial crime, immigration issues, and life in Canada. Share this video with anyone who might benefit from understanding these complex financial schemes. And let us know in the comments what other topics you would like us to explore. Remember, at West is Best, we are committed to bringing you the most comprehensive and engaging coverage of the stories that shape our communities. Until next time, stay informed, stay curious, and keep questioning the world around you.